The concept of a junk journal is more or less taking all of your junk and pasting it onto the page. Hi, I've made a junk journal video on this channel before, but I felt like doing another page today, so I thought I would film it. We can do it together. I have stickers. I have magazines. I think this was a perfume. I don't know what this is. Candy wrapper. Normal people would throw this away. Junk journalers would put this in their pile of junk. What's sticking out to me today is this rainbow page because I love rainbows. So let's rip that. I don't know if I want to take up the whole page with it or if I want to like do half of the page or something like that. We'll figure it out. What is great to me about junk journaling is I feel like it's a way to express your creativity without actually having to, well, you're creating something, but you're creating something based on like other things that you've collected and that you have, and you have like a really good jumping off point for what you're making. And it's so easy to do this. Like even people who are not artistically talented or artistic minded could probably do this very easily because you're literally just taking things and cutting and pasting them. It doesn't have to make sense and it doesn't even have to be pretty. Wait a second. Now I like this side. We have like a firework. And then on this side we have the rainbow, but I think I still like the rainbow better. Okay, we're switching up the whole vibe because I found this. So I'm gonna go for a more horror, kind of creepy type vibe. We're ditching the rainbow. I'll use that another time. You know what, for this one, I don't want it to be too colorful. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a black pen and I'm gonna start with like a free draw. And you don't have to be good at drawing to do something like this. I'm gonna sort of just like, okay, low-key, is this a brown pen? Well, it doesn't matter, it's a dark colored pen. I'm gonna like, okay, so I just made this beautiful artwork and now I'm gonna basically just connect all the corners. This is like a really simple hack that doesn't take very long. And these are the type of little doodling hacks I like to do when I'm like watching something, listening to music, listening to a podcast. In fact, all of this is like that type of vibe. Junk journaling is kind of like a turn your brain off activity for me. It doesn't take any concentration. It's like you just go with the flow and you go with the vibes and you just like see what you create when you're like kind of almost not paying attention, if that makes sense. Like I feel like if you overthink it, then it becomes an art project and then it's like more pressure for it to look good. I think the cool thing about a junk journal is that it's for your eyes only. If you want it to be, you never have to think of it as like something that you need to complete. Like I have pages in here that are incomplete. Like I just started this one at some point and it's obviously not finished. I don't really like it that much, but I'll add to it when I'm ready. The final result might look ugly, it might look nice. Who cares? This pen might be running out of ink. Okay, this is a more fine-tipped pen, but let's see what happens here. I hate to admit that I haven't done any real art in years, like any drawings or paintings or anything like that. I think about the end result too much and I don't know what I want it to be, and I think about like showing it to people. And to be honest, when I was younger and really into painting and I would like paint pretty much every day, there was a phase in my life, I was like maybe 21, where I would paint every single day. And I would make a lot of these like kind of horror inspired paintings, and they just like helped me cope with life at that point. And at that point in my life, I really needed art. Now I have other creative outlets, and I did at some point get quite caught up in like wanting to have like sort of a cute aesthetic. Like I wanted to paint like kind of fantasy inspired paintings with like mushrooms and like fairy tale vibes. And I think I painted like 2 or 3 paintings with such a vibe. And I never continued on that journey because for me, there's no feeling in paintings like that. It's just aesthetics and like how I want the final result to look. And I think when I'm thinking about how I want the final result to look, it's not, the creative process kind of dies. I just remember how fun it used to be when I would get home from school and paint when I was in college. I would just put my headphones in and paint for hours, and I would look forward to doing that. And it was the process that I loved. And with junk journaling, that's pretty much my point, is that like it's about the process. You know what I mean? It's probably the type of art that is least about the result. Like, come on. If you can even call it art, by the way, which I guess you can. I don't know. If you make it, then it's art. Okay. Is that vibes? Okay, I'm gonna paste it in. I'm dead at the back of this. Sun's out, guns out, and it's just some girls with guns. Okay, those are pasted in there. I think we need more little doodle vibes. I found at a certain point that it was easiest to pour my creativity into writing because writing requires like no supplies and no setup and no takedown. And I want to get back into my other creative hobbies like art, like this type of art and photography and stuff like that. Okay, do we think that's enough weird doodling? Probably. Something about this grainy picture of bighorn sheep is creepy just because it's grainy. I don't know. This one is not as creepy. This one's more just beautiful, but I might use both of these. Social media has changed the world of art, and I feel like that's been true for a while now, for both better and for worse. I feel like you can say all you want about TikTok, it's killing our attention spans and whatever, but what I love so much about TikTok is that I feel like it gives small artists a chance. Like, do you know how many artists, musicians, animators I have discovered on TikTok that I am now like a mega big fan of that I would have never probably found otherwise? Like, TikTok does give small artists a chance to blow up because of the For You page. I also feel like, though, with art, it can be hard because some people blow up and some people don't. It can definitely create a community of like competition and comparing yourself to everyone and trying to brand yourself and be likable and stuff like that. And it can also put you into a box. So I get both sides. And I also think that with fine art specifically, like drawing, painting, the competition to me almost feels worse than like any other type of art, like music. I don't know why I feel this way. I'm not a musician, but like I see musicians blowing up, or at least like getting a little bit of attention for even like making bad music or being funny or just being weird. Whereas with art specifically, fine art, I feel like it can be a little bit about turning all of your art into like a brand, into like a certain aesthetic, I guess, so that people will like it. All of my lights died, but this is what I have now. Hopefully you can see this well enough. This is not necessarily the end result. This is just where I'm stopping today. Thank you for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Buddy, stop that.